Circuit City began as a little storefront in Richmond, Virginia, in 1949 and has since grown into one of the greatest successes of American commerce. From that humble beginning, firm founder Sam Wurtzel swiftly expanded it into a nationwide company, and his son Alan gave it a well-known brand. Circuit City employed over 60,000 people in 2000 in 616 locations. Another notable failure in American shopping is Circuit City. The 59-year-old business filed for bankruptcy in November 2008. Within months, it shuttered its locations and sold over $1 billion worth of goods. On March 8, 2009, its final Circuit City store permanently switched down its lights. Few remnants of the pioneering retailer exist today. Other businesses are occupying the vacant storefronts and the business's 700,000 square foot headquarters building outside of Richmond. Circuit City was a victim of the recession and financial crisis, along with many other big national shops, including the sharper image and Linens and Things in Part. Additionally, firms still fail even in prosperous economic times as a natural byproduct of the creative destruction that serves as the foundation of capitalism. But Circuit City's tragedy is taught as an illustration of what can occur when success fosters complacency at business schools around the nation. Chapter 1. Rise of Circuit City. When Wurtzel was on holiday in Richmond, Virginia, in early 1949, he saw television launch throughout the South at a nearby barbershop. He relocated his family to Richmond in late 1949 and set up the first Ward's Company retail location because he was excited about the possibilities. Eventually, Abraham L. Hecht became a business partner. By 1959, Richmond was home to 4 appliance stores and television run by the Ward's Company. The business expanded further and opened stores in several cities, such as Costa Mesa, California, Mobile, Alabama, and Albany, New York. It also advertised in hi-fi magazines and offered mail-order goods named Dixie Hi-Fi in the 1970s and 1980s. In Richmond, Ward's tried out a variety of retail models, including smaller mall stores with the names Circuit City and Sight and Sound. Samuel Wurtzel led the business as president until 1970 and chairman until 1984. His son Alan Wurtzel took over as CEO of Ward's in 1972 and initially concentrated on integrating the acquisitions and closing down inefficient businesses. Construction on a fulfillment center and new corporate headquarters building located at 2040 Falbrough Street near Richmond, Virginia, started after the corporation created a long-term strategy in 1973. In the additional space, a Ward's loading dock was built. On May 1, 1975, the company's first warehouse showroom was launched. The large-format shop was well-liked by shoppers. In 1978, the company changed its name to Circuit City Superstore and continued to grow with the new model inspired by Ward's loading dock. The first such places debuted on June 22 that year in North Carolina. In 1984, Circuit City formally adopted the name Ward's Company and floated on the Stock Exchange of New York. The business started buying retail establishments and converting them into Circuit City Superstores after leasing floor areas from Zody's discount stores and other department stores. These replacements initially occurred at Hampton, Virginia, Charleston, South Carolina, and Knoxville, Tennessee. In 1985, Circuit City opened 7 superstore shops in old Akron discount stores to enter the Los Angeles market. The following year, Circuit City launched 5 further superstores in the industry. Circuit City started building the new plug designs in superstores layouts in 1988. The business also opened a 40,000 square foot superstore in Union Square when it returned to New York City. During this time, Circuit City rose to prominence for its extraordinary customer service, even to the point of having a significant portion of its workers receive factory training. "Welcome to Circuit City, in which service is state-of-art," was the company's catchphrase. Circuit City stopped selling significant appliances in all of its locations in July 2000 to create room for more small items. Circuit City was the second largest appliances retailer in the U.S. the year prior, only behind Sears, which made this controversial. In 1999, the company sold about $1.6 billion of significant equipment. Executives thought giving up on the considerable appliance market would result in significant cost savings in warehouse storage and delivery. Still, they were worried about competition from Home Depot and Lowe's. Circuit City lost out on the mid-2000s residential housing boom, which saw a sharp increase in new appliance sales, as was later realized. Circuit City acquired the essential components of 800.com in March 2002, including its entire 2.6 million client websites, marketing assets, and list. The deal's financial details weren't made public. In 2003, Circuit City eliminated commission-based sales in favor of a single hourly payment structure across all locations. Verizon Wireless and Circuit City teamed up in 2004 to add service centers and Verizon Wireless sales to each superstore in response to the growth of the wireless phone industry. Verizon Wireless managed and owned these locations. Due to the agreement, Circuit City stopped offering wireless phones through all other carriers. Circuit City announced in April 2004 that it had acquired Canadian retailer Intertan. Circuit City purchased the 980 stores from Intertan for around $284 million. In April 2004, Radio Shack filed a lawsuit against Intertan for using the Radio Shack brand in Canada. Circuit City lost the legal battle, and in 2005 all of its shops in Canada were rebranded The Source. Bell Canada purchased these stores, and they are still open today. Circuit City said on February 8, 2007, that to reduce expenses and boost its financial performance, it would be closing 7 domestic superstores and a distribution facility in Kentucky. In 2007, the beginning hourly rate for new hires was reduced from $8.75 to $7.40. Circuit City reported in a press statement on March 28, 2007, that as part of a wage management decision to reduce expenses, it had fired almost 3,400 colleagues who were paid better and will fill the positions again at the lower industry pay. Later, in May 2007, the Post noted that the layoffs appeared to be backfiring, leading to decreased sales due to the loss of seasoned sales employees. Blockbuster, a video rental company, made a $1 billion offer to buy Circuit City in April 2008. Due to market circumstances, Blockbuster discontinued its offer in July 2008. On September 22, 2008, Philip J. Schoonover, Circuit City Stores CEO, President, and Board Director, made an immediate resignation announcement. Former Vice President of the company's board James A. Markham became appointed as interim CEO. The board's chosen chairman is Alan King. Chapter 2. Fall of Circuit City. Circuit City announced on November 4, 2008, that it would close 155 stores and lay off 17% of its workers by the end of the year due to ongoing struggles to remain viable. Between 500 and 800 company employees from Circuit City's Richmond, Virginia, headquarters were let go on November 7, 2008. The roughly 1,000 remaining corporate personnel were concentrated into one building to cut expenses further and boost profitability. Circuit City applied for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on November 10, 2008. Circuit City's stock traded for significantly less than $1 a share. Circuit City received permission from the bankruptcy court to borrow $1.1 billion to fund operations while restructuring. According to court documents, the corporation had a debt of $2.32 billion and assets of $3.4 billion. Circuit City sought a buyer around January 16, 2009, a company spokeswoman said on January 10, 2009, to avoid closing its doors due to a court and creditors' stipulated deadline that is about to expire. According to the company's website, Circuit City said on January 16, 2009, it planned to close all its locations. Over 30,000 employees reportedly lost their employment as a result of the liquidation. March 8, 2009, was the last day any Circuit City locations were open for business. Circuit City's online store was shut down during the nationwide retail liquidation and replaced with a website that said as follows: Circuit City wishes to express gratitude to its customers for their business over the last 60 years. Regrettably, we made our business closure known on January 16, 2009. Chapter 3. Lessons to learn from the rise and fall of Circuit City. The loss of Circuit City to the commercial real estate market also affected the surrounding restaurants serving Circuit City employees, landlords, and coffee shops. Though terrible for those involved, company failures are a constant and even necessary aspect of capitalism, which is something Austrian-American economist Joseph Schumpeter referred to as the perpetual wind of creative destruction. Would Circuit City still exist today if it had made different decisions? Maybe. It's conceivable that the business could have combined the qualities of Circuit City, which were very high touch, along with the global strategy of Best Buy, that was low prices and mass retailing, according to Wurtzel. However, it's also possible that the business was destined to be destroyed by Schumpeter's perennial gale, having left only bittersweet memories for former employees and a lesson for all others in the wake of its demise.
Thank you for watching. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe and share.